You don't have to. You don't have to. Sure. Are we up? Okay, I've been told we're up, everybody. How you doing? It's the Felger and Maz off-air show here on YouTube. And if it doesn't sound right, you tell me immediately. I got the comments up right here, and I'll be able to tell if it doesn't sound right, which it frequently hasn't here on the show. But the Felger and Maz off-air show, as always, is presented by the original light beer, Miller Lite. Tastes great and only 96 calories. When it's time for the off-air show, it's Miller time. Please enjoy responsibly. I'm hearing that much better than last week. You're good. Sounds good. Murray, the sound might be okay.
Okay. All right, good. I like those boots.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the Brunt. We remember used to endorse Brunt workwear?
Yeah.
So those are
pretty snazzy.
Brunt work boots with like a little rubberized toe
like
and heel there, because you guys keep the studio so effing cold.
That's more Maz lately.
I have to wear boots.
I haven't needed it that cold lately. That's Maz.
All right, where do we want to begin? Should I go right back into the Drake Maye stuff?
If you'd like, people are certainly pissed, and I get it.
Oh my God, are you pissed?
So
Jesus,
in that part I get, because I side with the people more than you on this, because I did feel like it's kind of a knobby take. But what I don't agree with people is like, you owe Drake Maye or the Patriots or like the audience some kind of apology. Like, get over yourselves
for saying you should come back from vacation for an important work day. This is what had struck me overnight, because I did sort of have this thing last night. Like, am I in trouble? Because I'm so sensitive. These people are so eager. There's people out there who are just so eager to take you down and
the outrage enthusiasts
cancel you and take you out. And it's just, they're just waiting. So it's like, it really is eggshells. And certainly we've all had our brushes with it, right? Where you really did step in it and you're really nervous about it. And I kind of had that feeling a little bit last night. And then I said to myself,
no, that's crazy.
What am I, fucking nuts? Because I said he should come back from vacation for an important work day? No, you don't get canceled for that. And I don't apologize for that. Well, what's the most amazing thing to me is how angry everyone is about it and outraged by it. And I still think it kind of makes sense. You just, for an important work day, you come back from vacation for a day if you need to. It just happens all the time. People do it all the time. This is really what that boils down to. Now we can argue whether that's an important work day or not. It's just a press conference. I get it. You don't have to agree, but fuck off with this.
The apology thing is the one that I saw some of these tweets, and it's like, you people can't be serious.
You got to be kidding me.
Get a life.
Because I was talking about a vacation day? What are you, stupid?
Where's his apology?
Oh my God. No, stop it. No. 1,000 times no. If you say, this is a Roy Halladay, this is why no. Roy Halladay, that comment, that stuff was inappropriate. That was wrong of me. And I deserve to be reprimanded and called to the carpet, and that was not good. But that was a guy, who perished. We're going to compare Drake Maye's vacation day?
I don't think people are going there.
What's the matter with you
apology.
people?
That's so stupid. But so I don't know.
What's the matter with you people?
So this is where the outrage enthusiasts that are just looking for that endorphin hit of I gotcha in any avenue of life. This is the main thing I hate about social media so much, and why I'm with Maz. And if you could abolish one thing overall, he said, social media today is part of 5 questions. I'm with him, because TikTok might be gone Sunday. I get it. People make money. That's probably going to suck if they lose that opportunity. But this gotcha thing, it's getting so out of control. Did you see the story this week from the Eagles-Packers game? Now, this guy's out of line. He shouldn't have said it, but he calls a Packer fan up in the 300s up at the link the C word. And this guy, this girl's...
This is caught on someone's camera phone or something?
Well, as it turned... And so he has since lost... they find him. He's lost his job. The guy's life is ruined.
Just a random Joe at a game?
Oh, yeah.
For calling another fan the C word.
Yeah, an ugly C word. The guy's out of line, but, his life's ruined because that's how the internet works now. And the irony is...
He called a guy that?
No, he called a woman that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah way out of line shouldn't.
Yeah.
The irony being, this guy that did the calling the woman this, you would think he'd be like, he works for like a company that staffs like DEI initiatives.
Wait, I'm sorry. Back up. I missed
the guy that called the woman an ugly C, the job he lost, he helped like staff DEI initiatives. And it's like, you'd think he'd be a little bit more progressive, but either way, be that as it may, he has since lost that job. But as it turns out, because there's always more to these stories, this Packer fan, husband, fiance, whatever, he was going there with the intention. He wore a GoPro. He didn't pull out his phone and start taking this guy. He purposely wore a GoPro and tried to like get into it with fans so that he would get some kind of reaction like this going into it. So the whole thing was just like, it's so contrived. There's really no winners here. And now this guy's life is ruined because he was, again, a drunk a-hole, but he should have his life completely turned upside down because of this. Like, it's way out of control with, again, these outrage enthusiasts online that are looking to get you just to have their lives feel like, you know, like a little bit of something, get that endorphin hit, like, ooh, I gotcha. And now let me get back to my miserable life online in my day-to-day. Like, it's just gotten way out of control. I hate it so much.
Oh, my God. Like, I'm all fine. And not that anyone was saying I should be fired, but, like, calling out something you disagree with, or if someone's wrong and calling it wrong and, like, you know, teeing off, fine. You cost him his job. Like, that, oh, my God, that I agree. It's like, because the guy made a mistake or he said the wrong thing, had a bad moment or a bad day. Like, you know, like, aren't you allowed that?
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
You're not allowed that.
While you're filling up comments.
Hold on. No, straight face homie says, Boots are giving a napkin on the thighs vibe. Oh, really? You should see how cold these guys keep the studio. So I need to wear boots. No, the boots are not napkins on the legs. Sorry. Go ahead.
What do I tip the movers? So, you know, moving weekend is coming up here.
Hasn't the moving thing, I mean, the tipping thing just gotten...
It's gotten out of control in some avenues, but, like, you are supposed to tip the movers. What's the appropriate price?
Okay, is it 20%? If it costs $2,000, are you supposed to give them $400?
Considering how much was spent, it ain't going to be 20%. No fucking shot.
Yeah,
like,
no, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know, do you tip... Yeah, I mean, because, like, that's sort of a standard thing, right?
Big couch, 2 beds that, like, adjust. What's literally, I'm asking, maybe your movers, like, what's the appropriate tip on
How many guys?
I don't know. So is it 20 ahead? Like, I got no problem with that. You know, I don't want to come off as a cheap a-hole. I'm a 20% tipper baseline if I go to restaurants. I'm not tipping these guys 100 ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing that. But is like 40 ahead good? Like, I don't want to give a 5. Then you look like a cheap asshole. Like, tell me, people that have had movers come.
$20 a person. $20 per guy in
offer
the crew.
a water.
That's it. Simple 20 all right. 12 pack each. So if you're a mover, would you rather have a 12 pack or $20?
I'd rather the $20.
Yeah.
All right. 20 ahead and I'll offer them a water. Okay. Thank you for that tip.
Do you tip service guys? What I mean is not service guys. Trade guys. Plumber, electrician.
No, because I'm
of that nature.
Paying you anyway. Are you? So is that like that one? Maybe I come off as an asshole. Like if I have, all right. So for instance,
the guy who fixed my auto glass.
No, I'm paying for that service. Like you're tipping that guy now.
Don't you feel the tug?
No, not on that.
Thanks for coming out. Want to buy a cup of coffee? $20?
No, that's a new one. Wow, I hadn't even heard of that. No, if I'm paying like an independent contractor or like a Mr. Fix-It coming to do, you know, some drywall work, like I'm paying you, and I'm definitely going to try to pay you in cash so you can do, you know, try to keep it off your books, whatever. I'm not tipping. You going to tip those guys now? Come on. Oh, come on. The hard no, I'll tell you the hard no. The hard no is, you know, like protein shake, which is already kind of overpriced, or like a nice, like whatever, like a smoothie, and it's like $15. And like, I've drove there. I'm putting in the work. I'm tipping you. Like,
yeah, well, someone made it.
No, like, I'm sorry, no. Like, you're not getting a tip on that one.
I will say it has gotten uncomfortable, and, you know, is it on the employers? Like, so the employers are shifting the cost to us?
Yeah.
Like,
so there's definitely part of it.
You're supposed to be paying them, not me.
Yeah.
And some of these things, you know, but I don't know. And then if you don't do it, you feel like such an asshole.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes, you know, so now I'm going to contradict myself because if I'm at the Garden and a lot of those guys like listen, and I know some of those dudes that are working, you know, the beer lines and drink lines, like I always tip them out the ass. And like they'll flip the screen. But then again, if the girl's giving me the smoothie, I don't really tip her. So I guess I don't know. It's just getting out of, how much are you supposed to, it's getting a bit nuts. The tipping's getting a little out of control is the point.
Alex has thoughts on Toucher bitching at Felger for defending Keefe. I'm sure he means Rich Keefe. I don't know if Fred was bitching about it, but I don't know. I think the report, I don't know. I defend media guys with their reports.
Was he, yeah, so I don't know the context of it.
Doesn't matter where they work or what the context is. I'm not the guy that says, "Oh, you got it wrong, fake news."
Yeah,
I'm just the opposite. I root for stories and salacious reports, and I'm going to defend the report most any time.
It's a pro-content show.
I don't know what am I supposed to do there, especially because it feels like there's something wrong with the Bruins.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there was something else I was going to bring up on this damn show. You mentioned your talent. Do it. The alphabet thing, or the states thing.
Yeah, it's corny. Like, I mean, didn't every kid?
So you said the song. I don't remember a song at all. No.
Alabama, Alaska. So you don't have kids. So anyone who's got kids who went through elementary school, I did, 40 years ago. There's a song where you learn the 50 states in alphabetical order. So I'm just able to do it without singing the song. 50 states, alphabetical order in, I think it's like 25 seconds or less. You want to take out your timer?
Let's do it. Hold on.
And now that the pressure's on, I might butcher it, but you'll get the idea.
Timer. Where's timer?
Yep.
Not FaceTime.
None of those fucking apps when you need them.
Oh, wait. Clock.
Just go to the home page.
Just clock. Hold on.
Here we go. Now you look like an old.
All
you
right.
feel like me.
Stopwatch.
Like,
yeah. Ready? 3, 2, go.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming.
25 seconds. 25-16.
It's a good bar bet.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good bar bet.
That's a good useless, that's fucking useless.
That's a good useless talent.
But it loses its starch when you can ask pretty much any fourth grader to do the same thing, and they go, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, do-do-do. Yeah, whatever. But you ask for a useless thing, and that's it.
All right.
I
can't remember the other thing I had, but what do the people have? What are they yammering about?
Okay.
They're still yelling at you about Drake Maye.
It does. Thankfully, not much. But boy, the emails were bad. Like the anger, like the Drake Maye thing. It falls into two categories. One is the Patriots fan that just wants to defend the player.
Yeah,
like that I get. Like there's Patriots fans that don't want you talking about his play. Like you questioning.
Oh, yeah, no. So that was my hate emails over the last few days of like, you're really comparing him to Bailey Zappi. I said, again, it's selective listening. I get it. So people are going to hear what they want to hear. I said, I'm not comparing them in terms of talent, but statistical fact is Bailey Zappi had better rookie season than Drake Maye. Fact. He threw for 300 yards in a game. Drake Maye has yet to do that. Fact. Like, I'm sorry, it's inconvenient. He also did this with an offensive coordinator that was a guy pretending to be an offensive coordinator. Fact. Doesn't mean he's like that. Drake Maye's never going to be anything. I just have some small concerns about him. That's all.
So just there's the.
But you can't say that without
the Patriot fan defense. Don't say anything bad about our quarterback. Don't start some sort of crap about our quarterback. We don't want to hear it on the field, off the field, from a Patriots fan perspective. Okay, but then there's the whole crew of people who think it's offensive, who like recoil at the thought. Or think it's offensive that I would ask a guy to come off his vacation to go back to work for an important work day, which again, maybe that day wasn't an important work day, but that's just sort of the general premise that if it means a lot to you, and if you're starting out especially and you're working your way up, that you sacrifice your personal life for your professional life, and that group of people is the one that really, like, I'll go all day long with you people. Because it's like, I consider that a virtue. I consider that something to be lauded. Really prioritizing your career and sacrificing, making hard choices, paying dues, grinding it out, sacrificing. I worry that there's just so many people that just want the thing without going through
the other thing,
the process of it.
Yeah. You should go through the process of it.
Just in this job, I can only relate it here because people this always starts with, well, would you do that? And so now I feel the need to sort of say, yeah, I would do it. I end up talking about myself, even though our jobs have nothing to do with Drake Maye or anything like that. People start with that. Well, you wouldn't do that. When have you ever done something like that? So I was like, okay, well, I actually have, and I would do something like that. But just, for example, there's been many times, this happened more than once. I won't say many, but more than once where I've had guys in the media who don't do radio come and say, I want to do that. I want to let me on your show. Give me a crack. Let me get in on that. I'd really like to do it. I'm like, okay, we'll book you for the 5 o'clock hour, and we'll give it a shot.
And they want to come in,
and he says, no. He says, no. I pick up my daughter from soccer at that time. I'm like, okay. Do you want to do the 5 o'clock spot, or do you want you're a good person and a good father? You want to pick up your kid, but there's
have your kid take an Uber if you want it that bad.
Well, I'm just saying, there's do you want it?
Yeah.
If you want it,
you
got to sacrifice, pay some dues, make some choices. I think.
Yeah.
So it's all right. Or, guys that don't want to work weekends. And you want to do this. You want to do this, and you don't want to work weekends. They play on Sundays.
Yeah.
Or there's games Friday or Saturday night. You cover sports. There's games on Thanksgiving, on Christmas. There's, you can't. So I just feel like there's just maybe a lot of people out there who want the thing without having to pay the dues or make any sacrifices. And it's if you're so super talented, you can make those choices. Great. God bless. I'm not one of those people. That whole thing. That's the one. The baby Patriot fan. Don't say that about Drake. I remember no one hear it. That I'm used to. I can handle that.
But for you, you better hope that Washington doesn't upset Detroit on Saturday night, because your boy here is going to be a real prick about Jaden Daniels going forward. If I haven't been enough. I give them no chance. But, that would be amazing. And I kind of want Detroit to win because, they've been a good story now going on a few years in the NFL. But, that Washington thing, there's something special with Jaden Daniels. All right, enough with that. Oh, I remembered what it was I wanted the other thing. So, feedback from the people. What is, for a relatively important email. Now, granted, I have this thing kind of attached to me. It's, but I feel like I need it for the job. What's an appropriate time to get an email back from someone, do you think, for a relatively important email?
What is
when can I start to get pissed?
That someone's not getting back to you?
Yeah.
That day.
Thank you. All right. So I'm on day 3 with a relatively important email, and I'm
personal account.
Yeah.
Sometimes make the, that's his account that he
monitors. It's not a work
he
email.
Or she monitors.
It's not going to a junk folder.
Right.
It's not going to spam. You're not that busy. You're just, all right, good. Okay. Because 3 days now, give me a break. Come on. You've seen the email. Write 3 words, or I'll call you. Text me. It's annoying.
One day.
Yeah, one day.
That day. That calendar day.
Oh, I don't even need, if I send it
or the morning of the next day.
If it's been sent at 1 in the afternoon, by 1 in the next day, you need to get back to me.
Kate says, Kate's. Sorry, I don't know. That's not Kate. Sorry. Kate's. My wife is scheduled to give birth next month. How much time away from work am I allowed to miss if it's just a generic childbirth? Which is what I said with Al Horford. See, this is it. If I answer this the way I feel, people are going to want to cancel me over time off and paid leaves, which is asinine. I should be able to say whatever I want about vacation days, paid leave, time off, that. That's a third rail now?
I don't think it should be. So this one,
God.
The guys now get a month, right? Which I got to.
Some places they get a lot more.
Now, I kind of find that nuts too, frankly. But, hey, look, what do I know? I'm out of my depth. I don't have kids, but.
So I'm not going to go there right now because I just don't want to deal with it. I felt edgy about the thing last night, which is fucking asinine, and I'm not going to have another night like that.
Yeah.
I can't be in trouble for talking about someone's vacation day. That's just bananas.
No, you should. And please, that's one. Even if there wasn't any real static from that, every once in a while you just got to say, well, no.
I mean, there's been no static. There's no static other than other people just hating the take and teeing off. So So I don't want to get like it hasn't been that bad. We got best
But
South Shore town beach.
Oh, I don't know. I can't.
Do you South Shore? Do you South Shore?
No, not in like 15 years. I haven't been.
Wollaston. That's that Quincy. That doesn't count.
Yeah. So I that's all I got for you. I can't name any others. I don't go that area.
Yeah, me neither. Really. I don't. You go North Shore?
Not even really North Shore beaches. Like if I'm going anywhere, if it's like, well, I mean, I used to live by Nahant. I'd walk Nahant. It's not that bad. It's pretty. But like to go, like it's all rocky. All the North Shore beaches are rocky and shit. If I'm going to be around water, I'm going to Lake Winnipesaukee.
Let's see.
Fucking water's too cold anyway. Even if it's the middle of
North
August.
Shore. So you know what? Even South Shore because it's so weird. It does I think the Cape blocks that Gulf Stream or something. Like the water just does not get warm unless you're on the other side, the south side of the Cape.
Yeah,
that's what I find. And
then so you real North Shores know this too. I don't know if you know this. So where there's a cove in between Lynn and Nahant, and I still live near it, where they get this kind of algae that comes in. It only happens in 2 places in the world. That area of Lynn and Nahant, and then somewhere in Spain. And this is the worst smell. You're like, oh, and for a couple of weeks, and it just doesn't. It like hangs in the air. It's oppressive, is what it is. So yeah, that's one of the things that's not great about that area either. But yeah, you can have your South Shore and North Shore beaches. I'm going to the lake.
30 seconds, no commercials, says one caller. Just say it. That's one thing that has me thinking about Monday. There's no, I guess, as Ryan was saying, I guess I never noticed it, but the morning show.
So they just talk a little longer?
Does take a commercial break at 55.
Okay.
At 55 past the hour, and then there's a little bit of commercial break.
John's still doing the headlines at the top of the hour.
Right, but there's a little, what they call stop set right before then.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, we'll figure it out.
I'm into it. Like, let's do it. We're doing
their
Toucher
show.
and Hardy.
Do their show.
We're doing Toucher and Hardy. Let's see.
We'll get that sweet comp day.
Well, that's where it started. Like,
the first time I think since I've been with you guys, because we always work MLK Day because it's the Bruins matinee. Come in, it's a shorter shift.
Like, that's an easy fraud shift. And this
but
year,
the Celtics are playing.
Was going to be the greatest fraud shift.
So I could feel your panic. You're like, oh, we still got to work.
Well, no. I jokingly said to Louthie or someone,
we'll
like,
do the 40 minutes.
If you need me to come in on that day, I'm here for you, bud. Because there's going to only be it might even only be 20. From I think the Bruins are at 1.
It's a very small window.
Bruins are at 1, Celtics are at 5.
Yeah.
So there might be 30 minutes in there, give or take, between the two shows. Like, I got you, Jim. I'm here for you. half joking. And then they came up with the idea. So fine. Felger, which Grateful Dead keyboard player is your favorite? Should we do some Grateful Dead talk on Fred and I really send Fred?
Oh, yeah, we'll send him into orbit. Yeah.
No,
Grateful Dead keyboardist tears.
Not going to do that. Keyboardist tears. Like, they all kind of sucked. Like, they were always a weak link. I mean, in my day, it was Brett Midland, and then it was, what's-his-face, who I thought totally sucked. He was the lead singer for the Tubes.
Oh, she's a beauty.
She's one in a million girls. Vince Welnick.
Huh.
Vince Welnick was the keyboardist from 1990 to Jerry's death in 95. Now the Dead and Company play with Jeff Cementi. So I'm going to say Brett Midland, even though he was always the weak link. Whenever he sang, it's like, or sang one of his songs, I should say. I didn't mind him backing up.
You're like, no one wants this.
His backup vocals and his playing was great. I was happy with that. But his songs were just, oh my God, so horrible. So it's odd that I would say it, but that's how it got worse with Welnick and this Cementi guy. Yeah.
Speaking of them, because they're playing the Sphere, did you see who got announced the other day?
Yes, I did. Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney, that's what it is. Like now we know they'll book anyone in that place.
I know it feels
like that kind of broke.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah,
because it cheapens the fact that the Eagles have played so many dates when they play the same goddamn show. I don't think they mix up their set list.
They don't.
It's the same fucking thing. So it's like, the Dead and Company went on this historic run, banged out every night for 40 dates and blah, blah, blah. Well, if the Eagles are going to fucking do it, playing the same 12 songs every night, like it's a little less special. So I just want to ignore it. And now Kenny Chesney's going to do it.
There's more gravitas to the Eagles, and you can do some earthy kind of crap in the background that you can put in, but like Kenny Chesney, I saw that. I'm like, oh, they'll now book any a-hole to play that place. And it did. It kind of cheapened it to me.
If you're doing Toucher and Hardy, are you sitting behind the Fred board? There's no real reason to. I mean, Fred actually...
I think he controls some
Yeah.
of the, that's the reason I have the board. So
I wouldn't know what to do with that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be remote anyway. I was taking the day off because we had no show. So I'm going to be remote. Shocker there.
Yeah.
I know. So...
How important is it?
It's a vacation day. I'm working on a holiday, right?
Yeah.
So that's when you can go remote. There's no one here. Oh, are we going out at the Super Bowl? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I have a nice dinner planned on Tuesday. Super Tuesday has just become
It's just dinner Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yep.
It's no longer Super Tuesday. We're no longer barfing in Ubers or destroying hotel rooms or whatever nonsense.
Phoenix was it. Phoenix was the line of demarcation.
That's it.
After that, it was.
I'm getting too old for that crap.
no mas.
Sit here and get blackout drunk. A 55-year-old fucking man. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's
The recovery time is just too much now, too. It ain't worth it.
and it's
So,
sad.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, you complain like, dance first, Jim.
Yeah.
It's like, so that was my day to dance for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in college. I'm being like peer pressured into doing shots by Julie Russell.
Yeah.
And then
chug.
waking up in a fucking gas station parking lot off of Sunset Boulevard. No, we're not
True.
doing that. We're not doing that anymore. Let's see.
No, it's real. In fact, here's how exciting this trip might be. One of the days I came into the studio during the crossover and I said, well, guys, to Beetle, Zoe, McCone's, this is the first Super Bowl trip he's getting to do. Whoever is available for the World War II Museum, I'm your man. And I've been twice.
It's
It's
cool.
an amazing museum.
It's cool.
It's one of the great museums in the country. The problem is that the old timers who used to be there that built the boats and then they'd send them out on Lake Pontchartrain, the boats that won the war. They're all dead. I can't imagine they have any left. They're working there.
No, but it's it's just my favorite city to visit. I love it.
Mine too. It's my favorite vacation spot in the country.
It's just a tremendous you're a big foodie.
Yeah, it's the best food. It's the best eating in the country.
This is the only place I care about food.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like I'm taking you guys to this restaurant on Tuesday. Cadillac actually gave me the suggestion before we went the first time with Emma for Tulane, but it's become my favorite restaurant down there. And I love that style of cooking. The Cajun, like the etouffee and the gumbo and the jambalaya and the rice and crawfish and
it's so
fucking
good.
love it.
Yeah.
Like I love that kind of food. And I love the cooking down there is just the best. What is it? Just how rich the
It's a lot of roux. It's rich. It's a lot of French influence. It's so good. But all that the little sea bugs, the crawfish and stuff like that. It's so good.
just fill me up with it. Jim, what's your favorite IPA?
Oh, fuck off. No,
Those
yeah.
IPAs can go fuck themselves.
And so that was another one. Immediately, bang, bang, bang. 3 emails from the bearded, flannel-wearing IPA dads. Well, you haven't had the... I don't want them. I don't want them.
Me neither.
They all taste like the inside of a lawnmower bag, and I'm convinced you're all fooling yourselves. This is it.
That's it.
That's it. That or the Coors version.
Bud Light.
That's all I need.
Right, exactly. I don't want to... You're right. You shouldn't mention other brands here on the Off-Air Show brought to you by Miller Lite. But give me a...
Oh, boy.
Give me a watery American Pilsner.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And the rest can go fuck off.
Because the thing that you're lying to yourself the most about those IPAs, they're refreshing.
Oh, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Liar.
They are not refreshing.
You know what bugs me more than anything is when I go to a bar and say, give me a light, and they Amstel. Do you have anything else? And Amstel's the lightest they have. I'm like, that's the closest you have for me.
Yeah.
Is
I
the
want
Amstel?
to see through it.
No, not good enough.
I want it to be frosty. I want ice chips at the top. And I want the ability to drink about 13 of them.
That's when I go, do you have a High Life? Then I'll go with the non-light beers that are light enough are like the High Life.
Yeah.
Rolling Rock. Again, I shouldn't be mentioning other beer brands,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. That's the one. That's the original. Jim, who's your favorite late night comedian of all time? Conan, Leno, Letterman? Letterman. I used to be a huge Letterman. I used to...
Early Conan.
I'm so old that I used to watch Letterman when he was in the middle of the day.
So
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't remember
He
that
started
at all.
out like midday, like Phil Donahue, David Letterman.
Letterman's my 1B, but that early Conan was so weird and so perfectly early 90s comedy and he's the best Simpsons episodes he helped write and produce and for like a season and a half. So early Conan, that show was great. So like they used to, one of my favorite bits that you can't find any of this stuff on YouTube either, which is a shame. If they had DVDs or if someone knows, like, let me know, because I would love to buy this stuff. So, how Leno would do his like the weird news skits. Like what Conan used to do is like, well, we had a youth group come in to NBC Studios today, and they did drawings and cartoon crayon drawings of what they saw. And so, as you know, Andy, who was his co-host, he's like, we had Secretariat in as a guest last night, along with Mike Tyson, and this is what one kid saw. And it was a cartoon drawing of Mike Tyson next to Secretariat at urinals, and Mike Tyson going like at the size of the horse's cock, like, I thought it was that's my kind of humor.
Presidente in the Dominican, Peroni in Italy. Yes. So like Carib, if you're in the islands, tremendous, non-light, light beer. Peroni, excellent. Agreed.
What's the one down Puerto Rico? They got one that I like down there.
Well, there's Costa Rica. It's did you say Costa Rica?
No, Puerto Rico.
Oh, I don't know that. The Imperiales in Costa Rica.
Yeah,
which is like literally the German warbird. It's like, what's that? What are you guys?
Yeah,
like, I
where'd
know
they
where
all hide?
I wonder where that comes from. Okay, guys, it's not a bad beer though. Let's see. All right, one more.
They'll never know when they
so
start
bad.
a beer company.
I went there once, and I swear to God, we were at we stayed at a hostel. Where I'm like, where the fuck did you guys come from?
Why does this beer look Reiki?
God, so bad. Reiki. Let's see.
All right. So
okay, Murray's Beamer not going through that snow. It's supposed to snow on Monday?
So it's not so much the...
What's your fucking problem about snow? Just drive through the snow, Jim.
I'm driving through it.
Why are you such a Sally?
I'm driving through it. It's that I worry because I'm not cleaning my car off like at that time of the day. And so then I have to worry about like getting pulled over by a statey and then getting that ticket.
Pulled over by a statey because you didn't brush snow off your car?
Oh, they're looking for you now for that.
Really?
Mike, yeah,
really?
It's a thing. Yeah.
It hasn't snowed in 3 fucking years, Jim.
I'm saying they'll just a little bit. I'm telling you, back me up on this. They will pull your ass over now.
I've closed out. I can't
now
figure out
more
to
than
get
ever.
back on. I'm going to take their word for it. Just go.
They're looking for you if you got like 2 inches of snow. Because in that type of situation, say, all right, we got to be here.
It hasn't snowed in 3 years, Jim.
I know, but for years now, they've been doing this.
For years?
Yeah, they're getting you.
Stop it.
Look, I just don't want to.
You are so soft.
I want to be able to get out of bed with what I'm wearing and then to just get in my car, drive here, easy as possible. The snow adds an element I don't like.
Stop it. You are
big pain in the ass.
Soft.
You don't understand how much I hate mornings. The early morning to me is 8.
I know. I agree. You'd be a good morning show guy. I've always said that, Jim.
I could, yeah. But that number starts at a very high number because it's a life-changing. I mean, those guys it's a life-changing type of operation that will put you in an early grave. The last time I did it, I had to take medical grade laxatives because those hours don't. It's true. And you know who can back me up on this too? Oh, this was one of the great texts I've gotten in the last year. Was Michael Hurley, who was doing the thing with Rich. And I love Mike. And I remember I did when we all worked together at CBS when this was still owned by CBS, and he had his podcast. He's like, tell me the worst thing about like doing morning radio. I'm like, you can't poop. Your life changes. You can't poop anymore because you're up these ungodly hours and don't sleep right. And I'm pounding coffee just to get right. And the sleep cycle's all fucked up and your insides get all fucked up and you can't poop anymore. And I had to get on military grade laxatives just to be regular again. And Hurley texted me out of the blue, like halfway during that run with Rich, saying like, I can't poop anymore. Like it happened. Like this is a living hell. I'm like, I told you it'll happen. It just changes your life, those hours. So
is one day going to throw you off?
No, I'm good for one day.
Thank you.
I've had this conversation with my wife and others that are real. No, that are like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, I'm good.
Are you going to be okay, Jim? Between the 2 inches of snow?
Yep.
And your poop schedule?
Yep. And moving all weekend and not knowing how to tip and all. Yep. I'm gonna.
It's a freaking minefield out there, Jim. Let me tell you.
It's a Murray minefield for 72 hours, but I'm going to be okay. Now, 2 straight weeks of it, a month. No, never. No, it's a number that doesn't exist in radio anymore. So it's not anything. I could do it, but no. Nope. But talk to you Monday morning. Bright and early, 6 a.m.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we sounded okay this time. And that'll do it. We're back. Are you next week?
I don't think I'm next week. I think
Fuck
she has
off.
someone else.
What are you doing?
I think she has someone else in next week. I think.
Okay.
Either way, I'll be back on.
We'll let you know the schedule when we know it, but this is Thursday, right? The Felger and Mash
Yes.
off-air show will return probably on Wednesday.
Wednesday, I think.
Thanks again to Miller Lite, and we'll talk to you next week. See you, Jem.
Bye. Thanks, Kyle.
Kyle, thank you. Of course.